What's up, everybody? I'm gonna cut the intro short because I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm at work, bro. I'm at work. I'm on my Saturday shift, bro. You see how I look crazy right now. I try to be presentable, and I try to wait until I'm off of work. But this word has hit me so hard that I feel the need to really speak, like urgently. So today we're going to be talking about fear, right? The verse, God's not giving us a spirit of fear, but love, power, and a sound mind. That's such a profound and powerful verse. But yet, Christians, us, we have used that verse to create shackles on ourselves, right? All right, let's break that down. God has not given us the spirit of fear. God has not given us the spirit of fear. And we use, it's raining. I'm sorry, guys. I try to not do this, but I have to do it. So God has not given us the spirit of fear, meaning there is a spirit called fear. And we use that verse to try to tell ourselves we're not allowed to be afraid, right? We're not allowed to feel fear. We're not allowed to be scared. We're not allowed to admit that we're afraid because God has not given us a spirit of fear. So I can't be afraid in this moment. I'm not allowed to be scared. I shouldn't even say that I am. That we have, and this is going to sound so, we have bastardized that verse. And we're trying to create ourselves into becoming robots. God has not given us the spirit of fear. The spirit named fear. There's a spirit named fear, right? That he has not given us. Not, we can't be afraid. When Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he started sweating blood, right? And he told God to take this cup from me. How you sweat blood is when your body is under immense amounts of stress, right? The blood vessels around the sweat glands burst, and then you start sweating blood. You start sweating blood. And for him to experience that amount of stress, and for him to tell his father, please, Lord, take this cup from me, meaning if we don't have to do it this way, please, let's not do this way. For you to feel that, you have to feel fear, right? To have that amount of stress on you, there's a level of fear that comes with that. He knew what he was about to do and he didn't want to do it. God, Father, I don't want to do this. If there's any other way, let's do it that way. But yet and still, the power in that is, although he felt that, what he did after that. The story didn't end with fear. Because he could have just said, no, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I know it's about to happen. I'm done. I don't want to do it, Lord. Pass this cup. I'm out. Pick someone else. He didn't do that, though. Although he may have felt it, his love that he felt for us superseded the amount of fear he felt. So, although I don't want to do this, I love my children so much that fear is not going to hold me back. Right? Fear is not going to hold me back from what I have to do. Although I feel it, it's not going to have a hold of me. I'm still going to die on this cross because my children need me. They need me. Because what's going to happen to them if I don't do this? If I don't do it? That's so powerful. So stop trying to convince yourself you're not allowed to be afraid. You're not allowed to feel fear. And what we don't understand is the spirit of fear, right? Lord, help me gather my thoughts. Okay, so trauma, right? Demons and the devil loves trauma, because what trauma does is creates footholds in our hearts, our minds, and in our souls, right? It causes fractures in our hearts, our minds, and our souls. And those fractures, like when you're scaling a wall, when rock climbers, they love to see fractures in the walls of mountains so they can put their foot there. They can put their hand there. If it was a smooth surface, there'd be nowhere for them to put their feet in their hands, so they couldn't continue climbing. And they couldn't hold on, right? They can't hold on if there's no cracks. So what trauma does is creates cracks in our hearts, our minds, and in our souls, right? So what those cracks do, they cause natural fears in us, right? I am afraid to get hurt again. I'm afraid to go to church because that church did something to me. That pastor did something to me. The ladies who are supposed to be mothers of the church, they start rumors about me. Now I'm scared to go to church, right? So in these traumatic events that has happened in your life, the demons, that spirit called fear, has now gotten a foothold and has taken a foothold, right? So he can use it. It can use your natural fear against you and cause you to stand still and not walk in Christ, right? It will cause you to stand still and not move in your purpose. And to break that down for you guys, in my own personal life, bro, there are things that hurt me so bad, bro. There are things that hurt me so bad. And there are things that scared me. That just scared me. Like, I never wanted to be a pastor. In life, I never wanted to be a pastor. And to go even further, to this day, I will say, Lord, if there's any other way, Lord, pass this cup from me. Because if there's any other way for me to do what I need to do on this earth, I'd rather do it that way. But God is saying, I need you to be a pastor. Because that is what you were born to do. That's what I put you on this earth to do. And I'm scared of it, bro. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of that calling because there's a weight to it. It's not for the faint of heart. But what I understand and what I feel in my heart is, yes, although I am scared of it, although I would rather not do it, my love for people, because I understand that on this earth, living on this earth is not about you. It's about the people attached to you, right? There are people who are going to get saved because they hear me speak. There are people who are going to get saved because they're in my church. There are going to be people who are going to get saved. There's people's lives attached to me, right? There's people who are saved but need healing that are going to get it in a way that I can only deliver. There are people's lives attached to me. So my love for these people, my love for my brothers and sisters in Christ, supersedes and outweighs the fear that I have for it. I'd rather you encounter Christ through me than not, because I didn't move because I was scared. You see what I'm saying? There are ministries that I'm going to put in my church that people need, that people didn't know that a church could have. Like, mental health ministry is going to be heavily involved in my church. And people feel as though people have separated mental health and emotional health from spiritual health and from the church. If the church normalizes therapy, if the church normalizes speaking out and speaking on your problems, people can not only get saved spiritually, but mentally and emotionally. Part of deliverance ministries, you can deliver demons out of people, but because the trauma is still there, there are footholds still there for them to come back, right? So part of deliverance ministries is to go to therapy, either before or after, so that when that demon is gone, you heal those wounds that the demon was attaching itself to. Right? So, although I'm scared of it, I understand a lot of what I need to do, what people need, bro. I'm scared to hop into another relationship. I'm gonna be very honest with you, bro. My last relationship traumatized me so bad, bro. It broke me spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially. It did so much wrong to me that although I want to be a husband so bad, there's a part of me that's really scared to let someone else in. But I understand that I was called to be a husband. So I can't let that fear hold me back. Because my wife, the woman that is ordained for me, part of her walk, I'm attached to. So she can't go as far as she needs to go because I'm not there. And I can't go as far as I need to go if she's not here. We're attached to each other. We're purpose partners. Being a husband and a wife isn't just spouse. You're purpose partners. You push each other further. The part of me that she's gonna need is me as a person. I can't speak for everybody, but the way I lead is I identify the strengths and weaknesses in a person, and I push you forward in your strengths, and I identify your weaknesses and help you strengthen them. That's how I like to handle things in life. That's how I handle things on my job. That's how I handle things in my personal life, and that's how I lead in my friendships. That's how I'm going to lead my wife. You struggle here, all right, that's fine. You struggle there, but we're not going to stay in the struggle. We're going to strengthen that so that's no longer a struggle, or you struggle less. It doesn't cripple you. My wife is going to need that in me. And I'm going to need whatever she has, because there's things that will stop me in my tracks. There are things that slow me down that my wife's going to know how to handle. So although I'm scared, I need her just as much as she needs me. And my children are going to need both of us. Right? And there are people who are going to need to see our marriage so that it can encourage them to be married and to pursue marriage, bro. People are scared of it, bro. The spirit of fear is running rampant because it has taken hold of people's trauma and is using what they are afraid of against them to stop them in their tracks. The spirit of fear is going to take your fear and amplify it so much that it stops you. It stops you. That's how you identify the spirit of fear. Is it stopping you from pursuing God? Are you afraid, or are you being stopped? Are you afraid? Are you being stopped? Is your fear stopping you? Then that is a spirit of fear. And how you combat that is love, power, and a sound mind. Meaning, are you going to love your wife or your husband in spite of that fear that you experience from the traumatic relationship or fatherhood or father wounds or mother wounds? Are those wounds going to stop you? Is that molestation going to stop you? Is that toxic relationship from the past going to stop you? Because if it does, then that's an identification of the spirit of fear having a hold in your life. And how you combat that is through it all. Although that has happened, I'm going to trust love, power, and a sound mind. I'm going to have a sound mind. I'm going to trust that God has something better for me. And God has placed this person in my life. And I'm going to love them through it. I'm going to choose to love them. And I'm going to allow them to love me. Although these wounds are here, I'm going to allow them to love me. Because I'm going to need that love for those wounds to heal. Love combats fear. That's why he said it first. Love power, sound mind. Love, power, sound mind. Love combats fear. 1 John 4:18, shout out to Kylan. 1 John 4:18, love pushes out fear. None of us are perfect. We're not perfect people. The only perfect person was Christ. Meaning we're going to experience fear, but what pushes out that fear is love. Love supersedes it all. So in spite of love. So when you start to hear the verse, God's not giving you a spirit of fear, but love, power, and sound mind. Remember, what is the indicator of the spirit of fear? Not moving. When you are halted and you're not moving forward in life, whatever the case may be, whatever it is in life, if you're refusing to move forward because of a past event, then the spirit of fear has taken a hold in your life. Don't be mad at yourself and rebuke yourself because you are afraid. But it's what you do after the fact. Admit that you're afraid. Like, guys, when you have a proper relationship with God and God's giving you community, admit to your friends, guys, I'm afraid. I'm actually scared. This has spooked me out. This has caused fear in my life. I'm actually afraid. I'm actually afraid. I'm actually scared, and I don't know what to do. And then the power is in revealing it, right? It's in revealing it. So now your community can be like, all right, I understand that you're afraid, but would you rather let this fear take hold of you and you not do what you need to do? Or would you rather do what God's asking you to do? Or they can tell you, yeah, that is scary, but trust. Everything's going to be all right. Things might not go the way you want them to, but things are going to turn out the way they're supposed to. Because God is in the midst of it. So yeah, it's okay. You're a human being. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to admit that you're afraid. But don't let that fear cause the spirit of fear to come in and take hold of you. Don't let fear allow the spirit of fear to come in and take hold of you. You take hold of it and you push it out through love and accepting the power of God, accepting that love, power, and a sound mind. Love pushes out fear, accepting that God has power over all things is the power. Love pushes out fear, accepting that God has the power above all things. And a sound mind. Go to your therapist. Go talk to a professional. When you have too much going on in your mind, you can't think straight. Talk to your friends. Talk things out. Love, power, sound mind. Having a sound mind is getting it out. Because when you hold it in, those things grow, bro. Talk it out. Talk it out with a professional and talk it out with your community. Talk it out. Get it out. So you can think clearly. When you push it in and try not to admit it and try not to accept it and try not to acknowledge it, you're allowing it to grow. So get it out. That's how you have a sound mind. Love, power, sound mind. And that was my TED Talk. Alright, y'all. I wanted to get that in. I bet you, well, there's only 4 of us here today. So that, I wanted to get that out. I felt it urgently on my spirit to get that out. So I hope it touches somebody. I hope it blesses y'all. I hope it encourages y'all. Conquer fear. Don't let fear conquer you. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Please share. Please share this one. I know I say it a lot, but this is one of those ones, right? This is one of those ones where the misconception of fear and the misconception of fear is holding people back, and the spirit of fear is holding people back. And I want to encourage people to move, right? In the midst of it all, move. God needs you to move. Don't let your fear hold you back any longer. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Y'all have a blessed day. And I gotta get back in because I got some work to do. So